Hey everyone, I'm Tyler Spaid, writer-director of Tour the Band, which is a comedy mockumentary series that's now streaming on Amazon Prime. I've gotten a lot of questions from people on how we did it and how that's possible on a $0 budget. So I figured I'd make this video, a little breakdown of how it all happened, how it all came together, and hopefully you guys can learn a thing or two. I'm going to be talking about the Tour of the Band pilot episode, so if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. It's linked below. We're going to be talking all about it. Now, the first step of any creative project is the inspiration. I actually got this idea from my friend's band who I went on tour with and documented their journey, very similar to what you see happening in the show. They're really fun guys to hang out with and work with, and I just thought this could be really funny if turned into a scripted series. I'll link that original series to the video. It was made a couple years ago. I think there's about 4 episodes of it. And actually there's one scene from that series that was basically directly translated into Tour of the Band.
Got the inner dick.
Front butt.
Don't call me uncle. We got 2 appearances of the word uncle on one wall.
Uncles with Benefits. It's a benefit concert for uncles.
The next step is to actually write the script. So I wrote the script. I think it ended up being about 25 pages, which is a good length for a TV pilot. And then one of the most important things is get people to read your script. This is huge. It's so easy to get lost in your script and feel precious over it or, get lost in it. But having someone else read it and give you feedback, it's just super valuable and you can learn a lot from it. I was actually fortunate enough to have a theater class at my school read the first draft of the script out loud.
All right, you listen to me, you saggy old bitch. You're gonna take this wad of cash and you're...
It's kind of funny to look back on because that was a completely different version of the script that you guys have seen today. Anything that wasn't really working or didn't make sense or you couldn't quite figure out could easily be fixed by just having someone else read it. Once you got your script ironed out, then the next step is actually planning. We did a ton of planning for the shoot, which is so important when you're working with such a small time frame and on such a small budget. You got to make sure all the actors, locations, props, everything's good to go. So that way, when you actually start shooting, you don't have to wait around. You don't have stuff that's missing. You have to organize your shoot day based on who's available, what locations you're using, the time of day, all kinds of stuff. And when you're planning this stuff out, you have to be really honest with yourself how long you think it's going to take to set up, shoot, and strike these scenes. And I'd recommend giving yourself much more time than you think because you'll thank yourself later when you have that extra time or you start running behind. And because we were shooting on a $0 budget, we really had to work with what we had. We were rewriting the script up to hours before we were on set just based on, what things we had. Originally in the script, they were supposed to go to an actual venue that was in a different location and was not their basement, but we didn't have access to any other venue, so we just rewrote it into the script and made it into a joke.
When and where?
8 o'clock tonight at the Cavity.
I don't have any, but my dentist said I still need a filling.
That's here. You're going to start the tour here?
Yeah,
That's not a tour.
it sure is.
Originally, a real mom was supposed to sell the minivan, but we didn't have a mom actress, so we just used our friend and had him be a kid selling his mom's van.
Are you sure it's not your mom's car?
Why would it be my mom's car?
There's literally a family sticker on the back.
We actually didn't have a singer who could play the Sheena character on the shoot day, so I actually shot that states away weeks later and just intercut the footage.
Hey everyone, I'm Sheena Green and I'm going to be playing a couple songs for you tonight, so I hope you enjoy.
It's workarounds like this that make a $0 shoot possible. All the footage we shot that day was in or around the house that we were shooting at, just because that was the only way it could get done. And yeah, we basically shot the whole thing in a day. But that day was a lot of fun. I really have to thank everyone that was on set for just keeping the energy up, having a great time. We really encouraged a lot of improvisation, which kept the juices flowing, you know, rewriting jokes to make them funnier on the spot, and just overall had a blast and a really good time together. But because we were well prepared and because we were optimistic and excited, we got everything we needed. This was about as run and gun as a shoot could get. I was really the only crew member, directing, shooting, running sound, fixing up the lights. You know, I think that shows, but because of the way it was written, it's supposed to be filmed by just one college kid holding a camera following around his friends. So that allowed for a lot of the imperfections in the shooting to be okay and for us to keep the shoot moving quickly and to just get everything we needed. The next step was the editing, which is pretty much just editing for weeks. And then the final step, which I'm sure many of you are curious about, how to get it on Amazon Prime. Now, Amazon Prime has this super great platform for indie filmmakers to be able to submit their films and their series and get them on the Prime Video platform. This is called Prime Video Direct. You can just Google that, click on the first thing that comes up, and it'll give you a rundown on the requirements and what it is and how it works. Basically, what I had to do is make an account and submit my files. There are some requirements that go along with it. It has to be certain file types and resolutions. You have to submit the required thumbnails. It has to have English closed captioning, and you gotta fill out all the metadata and descriptions for your film or TV series. Once that was done, I submitted it, and then I just had to go through the approval process. Then eventually, April 1st, 2020, there it was on Amazon Prime Video, with its thumbnails, its titles, its episode descriptions, everything working flawlessly. And what's nice about this is you still maintain all the rights to your film or your TV series. Amazon does not own it. I can still take it anywhere I want. I could put it on YouTube. I can submit it to film festivals. It's still mine to do with what I please. Now, I wouldn't recommend this for short form content or short films or vlogs or stuff like that. I'd only really recommend it for, you know, a TV series that's 20 minutes or longer, or, you know, a feature film. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole process behind it. Anyone out there that wants to create a series for Amazon Prime can do it. You just got to take the initiative. You got to go through the writing, the planning, the producing, the editing, and, you know, it's definitely possible. You don't need super expensive cinema equipment. Prime Video Direct doesn't even accept files bigger than 1080p, so any run-of-the-mill DSLR or smartphone can work, and you can make a TV show out of it. And it's definitely inspired me to work on more things too. You know, if I can shoot a 20-minute TV pilot in a day and get it on Amazon Prime, who's to say I can't write a feature-length film and shoot it in a week and, you know, have it on the same platform. But that's it, guys. I hope this helps. I hope you guys learn a thing or two or inspired to start your own project. And I just want to thank all of you for taking the time to watch the series. It's been awesome to see the reception for it. It was really only supposed to be like a proof of concept, one and done type thing, but people keep asking for episode 2, more of the season, and the people I made it with are excited to make more, so I think we're going to keep working on it. So stay tuned, keep your eyes peeled.
Plan to see some of these. Take a good look.